Hey, welcome to the Duranify channel. This video is about the Skydio 2 update. If you guys hadn't seen the previous video of mine on the Skydio 2 where the Skydio 2 crashed or landed in the James River, I'll put a link up here above so you guys can catch up with the drama that I've been going through. So I wanted to give you guys some context. So Skydio replied to the video I put out there and said, "Hey Alfredo, our support team has received your email and is looking into it." Okay, and that's the comment in the video. And then there's three other replies to their comment. The first one was TravelTech 360. "I'm glad to hear that you're working to help Al. We all use this channel when we want to buy a drone or to have tech issues. For now, I'm waiting on purchasing my Skydio until I see the outcome of this issue. Help this man. He's a leader in the droning on the internet." Very nice. Thank you. Marcus, Idaho Quadcopters. "Thank you for working with Alfredo on the loss of his drone, the Skydio. He is a big proponent of the S2. Thank you, Marcus. And then Naveed Nazir. Thank you. He comes right to the point. "Skydio, replace it for him. It shouldn't have happened." So right. But Skydio is making it right. Yay! Thank you, Skydio. Thank you, guys. The premise of my video shoot that day where the Skydio 2 went down in the river was to go there and over the James River on this walking bridge, and the idea was this: I wanted to catch the kayakers going under there, and my buddy from TravelTech 360 was going to capture that same kind of footage using his Mavic Air 2, and we're going to compare the video and see which one did the better job at tracking the kayakers. So right underneath this walking bridge, the James River comes through there and is raging because the fall line going down is pretty steep, so you get this really wild drops to create this world-class rapids right there that the kayakers love to find these waves of hydraulic waves that they can surf in, and it happens right under the bridge, so you don't have to fly very far and you can get some amazing footage. You will see people lined up everywhere doing selfies, doing portraits and stuff like that, because it's a very dramatic place with a lot of action happening, right? You have the sunset reflection off the river, and it just makes it an ideal picture or video. So that was the premise of going out there. So I was going to use 2 Skydio batteries and save the last one to shoot at sunset to compare the video between my Mavic 2 Pro and the Skydio 2. Because I've been going through this comparison and I wanted to prove that the Skydio has really nice glass and really nice software where you can get some really nice videos that can compete with the Mavic 2 Pro under certain conditions. Not as at dark. You can't shoot at night with the Skydio 2. You can't even fly with the Skydio 2. So, at sunset. So that was the idea, and my buddy was going to fly, like I said, and capture the kayaks too. So we were only flying maybe, like 10-20 yards away from the walking bridge that goes from one side of the James River to the opposite side of the James River, in a place called Browns Island. Very popular place. It hosts a lot of events, concerts, competitions, all sorts of nice stuff occurs down at Browns Island. So we started flying. I went through the first battery tracking kayakers, got the second battery loaded in there, flew up, and all of a sudden my Skydio 2 decides to take no input from my controller, so I was using this controller And I wanted to make sure that, there was no interference at all with my phone, so I did not start my screen recorder because that taxes the phone even more. And under those trying conditions flying over the rapids, I didn't want my phone to mess up and leave me in a situation that I couldn't get back. Well, as it turned out, there was a bug in the software, in the application, that caused it to just take no input at all, and it just landed in the river. So, totally bummed out. And while all this is occurring, right, you're going through it in your mind, what can I do to get this thing from just hovering there to come back? So, yeah, the next thing I did was I got my beacon out right here and started see if I could connect with this thing, right? Because I wanted that thing back, but it didn't work, and it didn't take any commands, and it just landed in the river. And in the video that I put together that evening, it shows that I'm pulling this thing out, trying to do my best to get it back, and it just didn't happen. I have a lot of witnesses there, it was just really sad watching it descend so slowly into the water. It was horrifying. It was like watching somebody drown really slow. It was terrifying, right? Like I stated earlier, I'd much rather have run it into wire and crashed it than watching it slowly descend in the water like that. Oh, it was rough. So anyway, after that occurred, there was these three guys walking by. As it turned out, they were from a church outreach ministry, and I saw the whole thing. And afterwards, I was kind of really bummed out, so I went back to Browns Island, really nice place. Sat there, kind of gathered my thoughts. What am I going to do? Try not to feel sorry for myself. So I decided that I was going to fly my Mavic 2 Pro just to kind of take my mind off things. So I flew the Mavic 2 Pro, and then these guys came over and started talking to me. He goes, "Hey man, I'm sorry about your drone. We watched the whole thing, and it was just horrifying, and we wanted to pray with you." And I was like, "Oh man, it's awesome." And they asked me if there's any special prayer that I wanted. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm going in for one more surgery on my knee that has had like 12 operations on it because it got infected with MRSA, and now I need one more operation to make it right." So they prayed over my knee.
Long for him to be with you. How special that he is compared to the lost airplane, Lord. You would go all the way and sacrifice yourself. That's the price, not $1,000, but for him, you would go all the way. And we thank you for that salvation, Lord, and it includes
and for my health, and reference the Skydio 2 there, that this $1,000 aircraft is not worth anything compared to my health, and they're 100% right. And it kind of settled me down and just kind of, gave me a level playing field, right? Put things into perspective is a better way of saying it. So I brought my Mavic 2 Pro down, and then I said, okay, I'm going to call Skydio 2. I called Skydio 2, left a voicemail, and then I said, all right, Robbie, help me make a video. And Robbie from Travel Tech 360 channel made the video with me. So we made this video, and then I put it together that night. Oh gosh, I ended up editing that video, and golly, I stayed up till about 1:30 at night, published it, and wrote an email in the morning about my situation and pointed the video to servers from Skydio to view it. And so they got back to me, and they wanted, my logs, pictures, and So I sent all that information back, and they were really good at replying back, you know. So it worked out pretty well, because they sent me an email back, and it was really nice. So I wanted to give you guys that update right now. I know it's taken a long time to get this far, and I wanted to read what they said. This is the service representative's name is Andre, and he said, "Thank you for your patience and understanding during this RMA process. Our engineers are analyzing the information provided and determine that we'll need to replace your unit." Boom! Yay! Skydio, awesome. It looks like the issue was caused due to a bug from the previous release, which would have been addressed in the newest update that was just put out. I'm sorry for the experience you had, and we will get you a replacement sent out as soon as possible. Wow, amazing. I'll reach out to you with tracking information. Please note that we are experiencing some delays right now due to COVID-19. Man, COVID-19, crazy, right? Whoever releases COVID-19 into the world, man, your conscience has got to be just tearing you apart. Anyway, get back to the task here. And the safety procedures that we have implemented in the workplace, but we will get your replacement out as soon as possible. If you have any other questions in the meantime, please let us know. Kind regards, Andre. Super job, Andre. Thanks, buddy. So, I'm thrilled that I'm going to get a replacement, but also a little sad too, because it's taking me away from the task that I was trying to prove, was that this Skydio 2 is a very good cinematic video, because most people think that the Skydio 2 is just an adventure drone where it tracks you, bike riding, swimming, boating, whatever. But the premise that I have was, I want to prove to you guys that the Skydio 2 can also do very cinematic footage, like the DJI product line, the FIMI product line, or the Xeno product line, right? Or the Parrot product line. And with this controller right here, and you tweak it right, you can fly this thing really, really nice. And the glass in that camera is sweet, and the sensor, the IMX577, I believe it is, in that camera is really nice. And Skydio has done a good job with their algorithms or in video, whatever the magic they've done, to capture some really quality HDR video that rivals, in my opinion, the Mavic 2 Pro camera. I know I said it. I think it does, because the HDR quality in the video is unbelievable, and the photos. So up here, I'll put a link to the video that I just did that shows you the capabilities of the Skydio 2 cinematic qualities and how to fly it that way, right? I did take advantage of the capabilities of the Skydio 2, not running into things, by flying really low, really fast, next to the railroad tracks with trees all around it, and then flying up to reveal the sunset and the sunrise and the city skyline. Alright, so enough about that video. I want to thank Skydio for standing behind their product. I really do think that this American company is going to break out this year. I mean break out. Because the X2 is coming out next. And I'll talk about the X2 probably in the next video, talking about its capabilities, which is going to be amazing, right? With the forward-looking infrared system and the additional camera and this folding drone. So, and you're going to be able to fly at night. So, I mean, that's looking really promising, right? And it is a U.S.-based company, so that is fantastic to hear. Thank you, Skydio. I really do appreciate you standing behind your product and making me whole. Alright guys, that's the last I want to say about this for a while. I want to thank you for watching this video this long, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thumbs up to Skydio 2, thumbs up to Duranify, thumbs up to you guys out there that actually help me